I'm Lakshmi. I'm the program director for Genome Asia 100K. And today I'm going to talk about some of our research progress so far and also share initiatives we have planned for this year, 2018. We were founded because of this problem, the lack of diverse genomes in genome databases. So if you look at genome-wide association studies, this was a publication in Nature review. Only 14% of the participants were of Asian descent, of a total of 19% that were non-European. And if you're considering whole genome databases, it's less than 1% are Asian, which is interesting considering the fact that so much of the world population is in Asia. So why do we need 100,000? Well, 100,000 is really just a start, actually, because there is so little data on Asian populations. The first 10,000 genomes will be used to create the reference data for these populations. And we've already completed about 5,000 genomes, and the remaining 5,000, so 10,000 total, will be completed by middle of this year. And once we've done that, we can start to move into disease areas. And if we want to look at one population or group within Genome Asia, is South Asians. Makes up about a quarter of the world population. And the rate of genetic diseases among South Asians is very high. 6% of children are born with a genetic disorder. To give you perspective, in the UK and US, it's about 3%. And since they're being born with this disorder, it's obviously in their genes, and about 50 million children are affected with single gene disorders in India, and 1 million children are born every year. And despite the scale of the problem, and a lot of these founder populations that have high rates of genetic disease, the same rate of Ashkenazi Jews or other populations that are known as founder groups, there's no comprehensive characterization of the carrier frequencies and understanding of which diseases affect which populations. And while about 81 founder populations have been identified in other research, not with Genome Asia, but there's over 2,000 groups in India that alone, which would be worthy of further study. So we have begun an initiative called mapthegap.org, focused specifically on outreach to South Asians to explain the genetic diseases that this population is at risk for, not just rare diseases, but also the higher incidence of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And we have started to create information that explains to the public what they can learn from their genes, why this information is important, especially as medicine becomes increasingly personalized. It's important for there to be data that is specific to every ethnicity. The point of this was to get across to people why this is important, and then we wanted people to be mobilized to act on that. So that's why our biggest announcement today is that we are launching the Map the Gap fundraiser campaign. It's a crowdfunding campaign. We've just launched it today, so I hope you will all share it on Twitter at MapTheGap and on Facebook at MapTheGap100K. Each donation has a perk affiliated with it, all the way up to ancestry tests, and the goal is to raise $150,000, which will sequence 100 individuals from founder populations within South Asia. And we have a video, I think, in the next one, which will give you guys an idea.